everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you, everyone? How are you?
I was waiting to hear what they said.
We won't be able to hear.
Okay. You can tell us in the comments. So, how I'm doing is I'm doing good. I was going to start today with an update because at our New Year's thing, I remember saying that I was focused on being healthier.
Yes.
But as people can tell, you've done well, and I still look like a Budweiser frog. Do you remember that from the
I do, but I don't understand.
Okay, look, let's put the picture.
All right, stop.
Wise. I'd be the wise or the I'd be the frog. Anyway, so no, I heard there's no. Let's not sugarcoat it, Amy. Let's not dress it up. I hurt my butt. I went and played golf with my kids, and when I came back, it's so I've had a month of just being in real severe pain.
I'm sorry, honey.
In my butt. So today's Sunday drive is going to be all about my butt. No, we're going to go to Metro West today. Let's go to Metro West.
We are.
So we're going to do kind of a vibe check on Metro West and true Sunday drive. We're going to drive around. We don't have a route planned.
No. And I honestly don't go there that often. I've been there several times, but not so much with clients.
Yep.
It's not really. But we do have our brokerage has an office there.
Yes, which is why we got to pick up some stuff.
So we figured we would multitask.
Yes. And so we're going to talk about Metro West as we get there. But I also want to talk today with you about, because it's funny, there's a question that people need an answer to. Mm-hmm. And only you can help, Amy.
Oh, jeez.
Only you can save us, Amy Wan.
No.
How do you buy a house? like not how do you do it? What's the process? How do you get one? Because right now inventory's low.
Yes.
Right? So it is so difficult, and so I think some people are giving up. Well, and I think it's a bad idea.
I think that, and again, anything we talk about now is really related specifically to the market that we're in. This is not the conversation we would have had 3 years ago. It's hopefully not the conversation we'll have a year from now.
Please.
But currently, right now, what you need to do in order to buy a home or to get one is to not have a contingency, meaning if you've got a home that you have to sell, go ahead and sell it. Yes, I know that's daunting, that's scary, because then you're homeless, and where do I go? At least get your home on the market and under contract, and then be prepared to decide quickly.
Yep.
And understand that you're going to have to be flexible.
Yes.
When we, in a market where there's this many homes on the market, and
literally that many,
literally this many, and you have to have a 1-story, and 3 of them are 2 stories. Okay, so now you have 2 homes to choose from, and now if you tell your realtor that you need, this, that, the other, we just don't have that luxury of being able to find exactly what you want in most cases, but not always. Or
you could just go to Good Homes Road. There must be good homes there at Good Homes Road.
No. But
there probably are. We're not saying no, there's not, but that was a joke.
You have to be flexible. You have to understand that in this market, we are limited with what is available. And it really is. So if you've gone to the grocery store before, or if you've gone, it's related to what we do. If you go to the fast food place and you see the little signs on there saying, hey, some of our menu items might not be available due to,
That's a good, right?
So then, you know what? You don't get the tomato on your burger because they don't have tomatoes. And it doesn't mean that burger was any less fabulous.
What we're saying is, what's your McRib? Just do away with your McRib, which might be the garage angle or something. I don't know.
It's difficult. And I think that, and I hear this from other realtors too, and I actually hear from the builders too. Everyone feels like buyers think we're hiding.
Right.
Like homes, and that we're lying. And the reality is there's just nothing really on the market.
But let me dig in. Let me dig in on something though. I have stupid musical things that go through my head. So what's in my head right now is, there must be 5 ways to buy a house, Amy. Just build it from dirt. Gert. I don't know. I'm trying to write a song called 50 Ways to Buy a House now. But there's not 50 ways.
There's not 50.
Okay, so let's go new construction. You can build from dirt. Is that possible these days to build from dirt?
Very rarely.
How do I do it?
Well, if there is a builder, and I do say if, because even the builders that typically build from dirt, if they even still allow that as part of their process, in most cases, you have to do a pre-approval with their preferred lender, get on the waiting list, and wait for your name or number to come up. And at that time, we're limited with what like if they release, okay, hey, we released 4 home sites and you're next on the list. Of those 4 home sites that they released,
you're taking the next one.
Yeah, I know. Of those 4 home sites that they released, which of those do you like? Again, going back to the flexibility.
Right.
If it's not your preferred lot, and by the way, I tell people this all the time, it's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're not saying just blow that money. It just means that you have to understand the challenges that this market is providing, and it's not just here, it's everywhere.
So you build it from dirt, Gert.
Okay.
Buy yourself a spec. There's not a name that rhymes with spec. Buy an inventory, Rory. How do you buy a spec home, inventory home, whatever?
Well,
again, process. What I have to do with first, all of these things call you first.
Right, left.
Right.
Okay.
All these things call you first. But then what do we have to do, like with a builder, to buy an inventory home?
I know. And see, you're asking me questions just like a client asked me on the phone, which
That's
I understand
what I'm
is your
doing,
point of it. But if you talk to my clients, I have like an hour-long conversation with them because there's not one answer.
We have time.
I know. There's not one answer.
Give me the answer, Amy.
There's not one answer.
Okay.
There's some builders still do a waiting list. Some of them release when they are at foundation. Some of them release when they are at drywall. Some of them show on their website that they actually have inventory, but the reality is those are kind of already spoken for by, so let's just say, so we're at the end of February. Let's say the builder has sold out everything they're allowed to sell for February.
Yeah.
But March comes along and they know they're going to release 4 more home sites or 4 more inventories or 4 more specs, whatever you want to call it. In many, many cases, the people that were already on that waiting list several months ago have already said, yes, I am definitively purchasing one of those homes that you released in March.
Okay.
And so you just kind of goes back to the, be prepped and ready on the waiting list. But part of that, too, is, again, with a lot of the builders, you have to do the pre-approval with their lender to get on the waiting list. Or it's difficult.
I hope what people are taking from this, though, is you're good at this and you can help guide them.
Yes.
It's not easy, but it's one of the things that can be done. So look, we've established over many videos that I'm dumb, so I'm going to keep singing my little song. Wait for one to fall through, Drew. I knew that one rhymed, so I was happy. Wait for one to fall through. That's a good... And
that does happen.
Okay. So what plus minus of waiting for something to fall through?
Well, I mean, the plus minus of waiting for something to fall through is that you never know what it's going to fall through, when it's going to fall through, or where it's going to fall through. So, or what price it's going to be. So, but it does happen. And every time it happens, we snag them.
Yeah.
If a builder reaches out to me and says, hey, we may have a cancellation coming up on, the... Robin floor plan. Yeah. Then there's no Robin floor plan.
The Batman, I like.
Yeah,
my favorite.
Right. The floor plan. Then we immediately go to our list, or
but I want to talk about that for a second.
Yes.
That's why it's important to call because I think, and I've said this to you many times, I think waiting for one to fall through is one of the best ways to get a house right now. But the key is, you better have a realtor that knows. That has connected by we're coming to Metro West. Yeah, we're here. So just pull in a neighborhood or something so we do some vibe checky things. A lot of condos, a lot of single family homes, whatever. You'll see. We'll show you. But if you don't have a realtor with experience and who's connected to these communities, you're in trouble because Amy finds out these things before other people. So we're going into Fairway Cove. I don't know if it's gated.
It's probably gated.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So Fairway Cove. We'll put up things about pricing and things like that. But this is lovely. Look at this. Because we'll talk about in a minute, buy a resale, Dale. See, I like it when they rhyme.
Good. That's good.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. But it happens at least once a week. So we have a list of people that have called Amy that are, sort of in whatever stage of the process, and we'll go down and we'll say, who was looking for a one-story in the 500s that wanted an extra flex room in the front? And literally we have a couple people that do that. And so we do red alert. We get on the phone and say, hey, this is one that's available. And I would say a lot of your clients get homes that way, wouldn't you say? Which is kind of amazing. So so now let's talk buy a resale, Dale.
Okay.
You're welcome for not singing that. I didn't sing it again.
That's good. Thank you.
Buy a resale, Dale. So how do you get a resale these days? That's a loaded question. There's something in the road there.
It's just a palm.
It's a palm frond.
So for resale. So first of all, make sure you have a realtor, hopefully me,
you're going to have to have a realtor, by the way, first of all.
You do. Yes. But you have to have a realtor that also understands what they need to do to get their offer accepted. And what you need to do as a buyer is to understand the competitive nature of the offers. And it's not so much that home is the best home in the world, it's that it's the only one on the market. So again, there's almost always there's a multiple offer situation. So just a couple of things you need to know is, again, no contingencies. You know, if there is a contingency, it needs to be a contingency to close, meaning your home in Iowa is already on the market, it is already under contract, and it's scheduled to close in 2 weeks.
And we have a date.
Exactly.
Close,
and by the way, and on that home, you're already through the inspection and the appraisal process, because those are the two things that could potentially have a problem with your sale going through.
Right.
But make sure you don't have a contingency, or if you do, the most is just the contingency to close. Make sure you have flexibility in your budget. So if you're $500 max for your budget, don't look at a home that's listed at $500.
Thank you. Yes.
Look at
great
homes.
Advice.
Thank you. You are welcome. We have to then look at homes that are maybe in the $475 range.
Because you're going to buy it for $5.
Because you're going to have to go, and again, don't have to, but in most cases, you're going to find that that was such a pretty community.
It's lovely.
I love it. I'm totally lost.
Yeah, this is the thing. So this is the thing that upsets people, makes them mad, right? And it makes us mad too, by the way. Yeah. You would not believe the conversations that we have among ourselves and with other realtors. None of us are happy about this.
No.
Nobody's happy. There's a house that went on the market for $1.2 million in a neighborhood that one of our professional partners grew up near, and she's like, I'm calling all my friends going, can you believe they're selling a house over by Bay Street for that amount? Well, they didn't sell it yet, by the way.
No.
But the reality is that things are going to go probably for, I think, there and right.
Yes,
I think.
But remember Mission Ridge.
Mission Ridge, okay, cool. Things are going to go for over asking price. They just are. And now,
in most cases.
In most cases.
And
if they don't, in most cases, but if they don't, it's usually because it was priced really high to begin with.
Correct.
So my part of the equation sometimes is, I take a right.
Oh, right.
Everything in my head now is trying to rhyme it in a Paul Simon song. Take a right, Dwight. Okay. It's not fun to be me. I'm being honest. I know it's less fun to
be me.
I know. Okay, this I know. Okay, so, by the way, it's time to welcome to Orlando, the city beautiful. So we're going into city of Orlando here at this point.
You may stay left or right?
Just go straight, and then let's just see where this goes. If you come to another neighborhood, I would love to see Palma Vista, which is one of the highest points in Orange County. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. One of my pieces of the puzzle sometimes is I've gotten very good at figuring out where a house is going to appraise. I'm not an appraiser.
Right.
So appraisers have special rules, special ways they do things, but I track what sale prices versus appraisal prices are on the homes that we buy and sell, and I've gotten pretty good at it. And that appraisal number is so important in buying a resale or selling a resale, because most things are selling for over appraisal, right? So, but if you don't know what that appraisal number is going to be, you're lost.
But let's also state that in order, golf course, by the way,
you can pull in there if you want, by the way.
Okay. In order for, when we say it's selling for over appraisal, well, the way that a home sells for over appraisal is that the buyer has, first of all, either done, some kind of an addendum stating that they're willing to pay the appraisal gap, or that they're willing to pay X amount over the appraised value.
Yep.
And that means they have to have that cash, those funds accessible, and show proof of those.
Right.
So that's how, because the lender isn't going to let you pay that.
Right.
Do you want to go in here, you said?
Yeah, just pull in and show them the clubhouse, because the clubhouse is right here.
Sure.
Metro West Golf Club, originally, by the way, we don't do that YouTube thing where we look up things on Wikipedia and then try to act like we knew that all the time. I looked it up on Wikipedia. So this originally was run by the Arnold Palmer Corporation, but I believe is not anymore. But
pretty.
Metro West, it's a nice looking golf course.
Yeah.
Public course, I believe, and so you can come out here and play this.
It's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, it's nice. So, side note, I hurt my butt playing golf with my kids, but then I played golf with our son yesterday as we're recording this. Look off in the distance; it's lovely.
It's really pretty.
This is beautiful.
It's a beautiful course.
But So our 16-year-old son is out driving me now, partly because you bought him a new driver. And I know you didn't know what you were buying him, but you bought him a new driver, which is better than mine, and he outdrove me on almost every hole, and it made me sad and to fear death.
Oh, all right.
That's true. Anyway, so that's Metro West Golf Club. So we have. I'm not going to sing it. I promise. Okay. You're all welcome. But we can buy resale. We can wait for something to fall through. Mm-hmm. We can buy a spec home. We can
pray.
We can pray. We can build from dirt.
Yeah.
So
you want to go right or left?
Go right. And by the way, if you look in front of us, there's our brokerage office, Preferred Real Estate Brokers. This is our Metro West office right there in front of us. Mm-hmm. We like them. They're nice.
And we also passed the McDonald's back there.
We're going back. Oh, come on. Anyway.
Fries.
Bud.
What?
Wise. Or the Budweiser Frog. Because I eat too many fries. And I hurt my butt. Anyway.
Stop.
So let me give you one more way.
Okay, one more way.
This is not a way that is common.
Okay.
This is a way that you're going to pay a lot more, but you can decide what you want to pay, what house you want, and we can try to go ask someone if they want to sell it. No. I'm not going to tell stories, but that happens sometimes. It does happen. But that you can go. Why don't you take a right just because it's a Sunday drive? What do you think? CVS over there, by the way, gas station. Mm-hmm. Take a right because I feel like
taking a right and then
it's food truck event tonight in Metro West. Right. I mean, not tonight, by the way, because it's not Sunday that we're.
Yeah, so don't.
So Palma Vista is ahead. So this is where all the single family stuff is up ahead. Mm-hmm. So Metro West, I dig it. Tell them the story as they can see over on the side. What did you think? So we see all of those cages over there. What did you think those were when you moved here?
Well, I've told the story before.
I know, but I like it.
I didn't know, because from a distance you couldn't really tell. So when I was driving, the first time I was out here, I saw a whole row, and they were all black screens.
Yes.
And they were from a distance. There was a whole row of them, and I was like, does everybody have a batting cage in the backyard?
Baseball is really popular.
I was like, I don't know what's going on. That guy's going way too fast on that motorcycle.
It'd be good to have, he is. He's
slow down.
He's wearing a helmet, though. No helmet law in Florida, but please wear your helmet.
Yes.
Anyway, so, good to have the cage there, by the way, because, if you, you're on the golf course, that's the thing. So West Point Elementary School, we'll put up some information there for you for that. Take your pick. You can. I mean, if that may be gated.
It
looks like it's gated. Okay,
yeah, that one is gated.
That's probably so just go down one more, make a U-E, and we'll go back towards McDonald's. Anyway, so that's how you get a home. That's Metro West. So that's Palma Vista, by the way. So again, the selling point, again, not my expertise. The fact that I read it on Wikipedia is that we're just a couple miles from downtown Orlando. And so it's one of the highest points, and apparently from in there you can really see the skyline, and it's pretty.
It's pretty.
Yeah, this looks like a big loop-de. That's a good
loop.
Take the loop-de in the hoop-de.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rhyming everything today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like that.
This is gated over here, so nothing to the right.
But again, Vista Royale is there, and then there's another one back here. St. Andrews is back there. Mm-hmm. And I'll put price points up. As we do these drives, you're watching it, you see that we do that. We just give you the most recent sales in certain neighborhoods as we go by, not because there's something for sale there necessarily now, but because that to get an expectation of what these homes, how big they are, what they sell for per square foot, and that kind of thing. So, so the other thing about resale that people should know to buy a resale is you've got to know where you want to live, right? Yeah, loop-de, and then we're good.
Okay.
So Bardmore, I went to an open house here once, but we did not make an offer on that home. This is lovely, by the way. This is really nice. So
I like it because it's more mature.
Yeah. So you figure,
look at how pretty the streets are with the canopied trees and sidewalks. I love this.
So personally. 80s and 90s, and that's sort of where I was going to go. So with resale, it's a different. So with new construction, a lot of people, that appeals to them because it's new. You can sometimes pick what you want, but the roof is new, the air conditioning is new. So if I'm buying a home here that was probably built in the 80s or the 90s or the early aughts, right?
Okay.
What are the things I'm looking for?
Thank you.
for value. So I'm probably, if you think in this market you might be overpaying a little bit, you don't want to overpay for a house that needs a brand new roof, right?
True.
What else are you seeing that it's coming back in inspections and that kind of thing?
I mean,
look at those palms, by the way.
They're beautiful.
Wow.
I love that. They're gorgeous.
Okay, winter. That's nice.
Yeah, this is a really nice area. So, what did you ask?
What's coming back in inspections? Like, what are you looking for? Like, so let's say you're paying $25,000 over. What do you think it's going to appraise?
Gotcha. So,
what are you still going to have to fix?
So this is what I try to explain, and this is good information for everybody, whether you're here, there, anywhere. So, with your as-is contract, ultimately that means the seller is selling the home as is. Mm-hmm. Okay? If there's a problem with the roof, if there's a problem with the AC, or if that outlet doesn't work, it's as is. Mm-hmm. You are protected because we're going to, in your offer, give you a safety window for your inspection period.
Right.
During that inspection window, you get your inspection done, the report will come back, it'll show you any of the issues that are prevalent in the home. Mm-hmm. Some of them are probably, could be concerning, and some of them could be completely expected because the home's 10 years old.
Right.
And then we determine, we can discuss with the seller. It doesn't mean that the seller won't or that they can't help us, whether it's to negotiate the price, maybe it's to make a repair, maybe it's to do some sort of a concession in some way. But it just means that they're not really obligated to. But you're also not obligated to continue forward with the contract if we can't come to an agreement. So what I tell my clients in this market is that, first of all, we want the home, first and foremost, to be structurally sound and mechanically functioning the way it is supposed to.
Good.
If there's a cracked tile, if there's a chip or a chewed area on a stair, if there's an outlet that doesn't have a plate cover, that's not a big deal. We just want to make sure that you have a safe home that is working well, and that that is structurally sound with no active roof damage or active leaks, and that the AC units are working well, the plumbing is working well, there's no moisture behind the walls, things like that. And then the rest of it really should fall under that as-is category.
Yeah. So in what situation would you ever recommend that people? Because one of the things that people do to get a home is waive an inspection.
Yes.
Is there any circumstance under which you would waive an inspection?
No, I would never advise a client to waive an inspection, unless, like, for instance, let's say it's a brand new construction home.
That they just turn around and sell it.
And they just turned right around and sold it, and it's still under the builder's 1-year warranty. In that case, it would be up to them.
Right.
Did I miss it?
No. Okay. It's next bill.
Next one. But no, I mean, I don't think it's prudent to ever encourage someone to waive an inspection, because that's really your only, opportunity to make sure that the home functions well, whether it's a 2-month-old new construction home or a 20-year-old home.
And certainly a home here built in the 80s, 90s, or the aughts. I just like saying aughts. You know that about me. If you buy a home there, it would not, that's one of those things where if someone wants to waive the inspection and they buy the house, they can have it, right? Yeah. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because,
because
around.
No, there's space behind the
Oh, there is, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll park and wrap it up. But my point is, don't waive the inspection unless, we have a client that's buying a home where they just closed, the previous owner just closed on it a month ago.
Right.
So it's like, you can waive the inspection there because it just got inspected and it's a brand new home.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Right.
But, and by the way, if you have a seller that's requiring that you waive the inspection, red alert, right? Because that probably means it needs a new roof or a new air conditioning system or something expensive.
So I guess we should end it on this note. Just because we are in a somewhat, I don't want to say desperate, but we're kind of in a market where we are really beholden to what's available and when it's available. We just don't have a lot of picking and choosing, but that doesn't mean that as the buyer you have to resort to drastic measures. You may have to adapt to the market and understand that you may have to pay above what they're asking. You may have to come in and do an appraisal gap, meaning that you're willing to pay above the appraisal if that's what it takes to get the offer. But it doesn't mean that you have to make a decision where you could get into a home that did fail an inspection in many, many, many important ways, and now you've really done a damage. So just and be calm and be patient and be understanding and be flexible, and just know that everybody's doing the best they can, and miracles happen all the time. It's like, I tell you, I was out with clients the other day, and We even switched gears when I picked them up as to what kind of a house they wanted.
Right.
And by the end of the day, we got it. And we got a fantastic option for them. So, anyway, so that
Just
being
remember,
said,
it's like the song says.
Oh, no.
There must be 5 or 6 ways to buy a house now. I don't know. I'm very sorry for that, by the way.
Yeah, true.
I didn't even get into the fact that Metro West is another one of those like Hamlin, where I have a theme song that goes. It's like a radio jingle, and I probably won't even play it for you now, unless I do right now. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Metro West.
Okay.
It just seems like it literally every time I come here, I think it. So sorry. I'm going to shut up now.
I'm hungry. Can we go now to McDonald's? Okay.
I'm spent.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed our tour of Metro West today, just to kind of give you a little bit of a vibe check out here. Vibe check.
Yeah, you know.
I'm 54. What 54-year-old says vibe check?
Vibe is a word from the 70s, so
okay,
we're good.
So I'm vibing.
It's generational. It's the bee's knees.
It's the bee. Oh, wow.
It's the cat's meow, sis. No.
All right, anyway. Okay, it really is very pretty out here. So hopefully you enjoyed this little Sunday drive with us. And remember, it is always, if you need help and assistance and you would like me to be your realtor, then I would be happy to do so, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, we get okay.
There's a new rule.
There's a new rule. We can't say it's free
I
to use.
get paid, but I don't get paid by you.
Yeah, it's free to use as your buyer. You can't say that anymore. We get a commission from the seller as a buyer agent.
It has to be disclosed, but people knew that.
But there are fees also, by the way, that buyer agent charge that we do not charge.
No, I don't charge them.
It's extra. Yep. It's extra good to call us.
Cool.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Bye.
I just wanted to make sure that I was compliant. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great day. Happy house hunting.